Hello, I'm Jodie Solberg. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know that if you are here, you're a parent who is concerned about your children, cares about their well-being, wants them to have better behaviors, wants them to have positive health and well-being, and the best possible chance at a great future. So let's go ahead and dive right into our topic today, which is how to speak to your child's subconscious mind to program their mind in a positive way for health, high self-esteem, positive behaviors, and more using the Goulding Sleep Talk method. So here's what I'm going to be covering today. We're going to talk about how to stop reinforcing your kids' negative beliefs and behaviors unknowingly. And you're going to learn how to speak in a way that programs positive, healthy behaviors and beliefs instead. Then I'm going to share with you how this proven method resolves issues such as temper tantrums, bedwetting, sibling rivalry, potty training, sleep issues, attention difficulties, separation anxiety, defiance, and so much more. We're also going to talk about why sleep talk is the best way to create new neural pathways that allow your child to release old fears, anxieties, and traumas without relying on medication or talk therapy alone. And I'm going to share why this 3-minute daily method works so well for developing stronger bonds and healthy, secure attachments that anyone can learn easily, and how you can see lasting results in your child's health and behaviors without having to deal with backtalk or confrontation. So let me tell you a little bit about who I am. So like I mentioned before, my name is Jodie Solberg. I am a registered and certified master hypnotherapist with degrees in both psychology and sociology. And I was studying the individual as well as families, how people relate to each other. And I also hold a doctorate in counseling. For more than 2 decades, my professional focus has been working with clients of all ages, from babies to teens to adults, dealing with challenges such as trauma, anxiety, and other forms of neurodivergence. My education and certification are in things such as pediatric hypnosis, hypnobirthing, prenatal bonding, early childhood development, somatic embodiment and regulation strategies, transpersonal wellness coaching, which is looking at the whole person, and the Goulding Sleep Talk method, which I'm about to share more about with you today. So I've spent more than 20 years, like I mentioned, 25 at this moment to be exact, working with diverse populations, such as adults and kids suffering from the effects of abuse and other traumas, teens in after-school programs and group homes, parents in training and coaching programs, people dealing with chronic illness, unhealthy coping strategies such as addictions, and burned out caregivers. And when many of those clients come to me, I find that the root causes of my clients' challenges are in the beliefs and habits that were developed early on in childhood and occurred throughout their upbringing. So I'm constantly searching for ways to support all of my clients at every age and stage. And when I'm working with parents, helping them to feel empowered in breaking those generational cycles. Because when I'm working with them and they're wanting to heal from their childhood traumas or past programming and beliefs that aren't serving and supporting them, that are rooted in their childhood, they're also wanting to help their own children moving forward, to not have to deal with the same things that they are dealing with. That is actually what led me to Sleep Talk. So one day I was connecting with a colleague who's been a doula and a hypnobirthing educator for over 40 years. And she introduced me to this Goulding method of sleep talk from her work with expecting parents who also have older children that they're wanting to prevent sibling rivalry in. And these new parents are welcoming a new baby, and they have older children who perhaps might be jealous of that new baby. And so she would use this Goulding method of sleep talk to be able to help to mitigate the effects of that. to be able to help those older children to welcome the new baby into the family. And when I heard about this, a light bulb went off for me. Because of the work that I have done for so many years with so many distraught parents searching for answers and methods to affect positive change, I knew that I needed to do a deeper dive into this method, as well as becoming an expert in other preventative techniques for both parents and children, such as things like hypnobirthing and prenatal bonding. All of those programs and sleep talk involve speaking to a child's subconscious mind, no matter what age and stage they're in, to give them the best possible future. That's why I decided to bring the Goulding Sleep Talk method into my practice, which is what I'm going to walk you through right now. So, step one in speaking to your child's subconscious mind is understanding the power of the subconscious mind. About 90% of everything that happens in our minds happens on the subconscious level, and only about 5 to 10% happens in the conscious level. I think of it as behind the curtain and in front of the curtain. And I want to share this quote with you because truly, whatever we plant in our subconscious mind or our children's and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become reality, whether that's positive or negative, which is why it's so important to be aware of what we are feeding into ours and our children's subconscious minds. Now, there's this top hat theory, and the top hat theory tells us that even when we're asleep, the conscious part of our brain may be resting, yes, that 5 to 10%, but that unconscious or subconscious, and you can use this as interchangeable terms today, is like a computer. Your subconscious mind is always on and always aware. So your conscious mind is like the top hat, but your unconscious or subconscious mind is what the top hat is resting on. So whether we're awake or we're asleep, our reticular activating system acts like an antenna that alerts us to pay attention to all information that is deemed important and relevant by our subconscious minds. That's why it's so important not to assume that children only absorb information when they're awake and actively listening. Children can hear everything, even while they're sleeping. Now, before you get too scared of me telling you this, I also want to share with you that there is absolutely something that you can do to be proactive about this as a parent, and I am going to share that with you today. A perfect example of this is my client whose kindergarten age son was throwing tantrums, hitting, kicking, biting, refusing to go potty at school. And not only did Sleep Talk help her son, it also helped my client with her own anxiety, which had started postpartum. Hopefully, this will calm your own anxiety over the fact that you just heard that your children literally hear and absorb absolutely everything. And you'll see that things can be changed and you do have time to turn things around. This was the mom of a son dealing with all of those issues, the anxiety, the potty issues, anger, tantrums. Who was so worried that her past trauma, her anxiety, her postpartum OCD had affected him in a negative way. And just like so many parents, both she and her husband had had experiences with some mental health challenges. And she was worried about the impact of that on her son and felt that she was starting to see some of those effects. And so by utilizing Sleep Talk, she was not only able to help her little boy, but she was able to help herself and truly to help her entire family. Now, this is what she reported to me about how well her son is doing. Sleep Talk has comforted both her and her son. She sees the difference in him because now he's actually channeling his emotions in a positive way. instead of having angry tantrums, just like what he was doing before. She sees him have better sleep, better habits, all of these wonderful things. And best of all, she said, he's surrounded by love, which is such an amazing feeling to know that your child loves you and is loved unconditionally. That's why it's so important to understand the subconscious mind, because we're always programming our kids' minds. And if we don't realize that, we can just end up making the same mistakes that we vow not to make, falling back into those same patterns and perpetuating those same negative generational cycles that we know that we don't want to pass on. And so no matter how old we are or how young we are, this program, this method can be a really amazing benefit because we can go back and shift that past programming, which I'm going to tell you more about how to do here in a moment. So that's why it's so important to realize that our children are taking it all in, and our words are so powerful. The powerful impact of our words truly cannot be understated, and that is step 2. So let's take a look at the power of our words. Our language isn't just a means of communication. It's truly the very fabric of our children's reality. From the moment they come into this world, they're absorbing everything, every word, every tone, every gesture. And yes, even when they're asleep, their subconscious mind is wide awake, soaking in every message. So I want you to imagine for just a moment every I love you, every you're capable, every I'm proud of you, sinking deep into their psyche like seeds planted in fertile soil. But on the flip side, every harsh word, every criticism, every moment of neglect can leave a lasting scar. Now, when we're looking at the powerful impact of words, it's so important to realize that words are like building blocks. Language is truly what shapes your child's perception of themselves and of the world. Also, their minds are like a subconscious sponge. Children absorb and internalize every word, even during their sleep. This influences their underlying beliefs about themselves, their relationships, how the world works around them, and it influences their behaviors. So that's why it's important to lay the foundation. You can plant seeds of love, confidence, and security in your child's subconscious from the very beginning. Your words are truly creating your child's future, and we can be intentional about laying a foundation of love, confidence, and security. You can think of it like planting a garden. The foundation is really important, just like the soil is in your garden that's rich in nutrients. The words that we use can have lifelong effects, and our childhood programming impacts our emotional well-being, our relationships, and our success. So think about that. These words have these lifelong effects. Our early programming impacts everything. So what do you want to do for your kids? Right? I know that you want to set them up for success now so that they're not stuck trying to unravel negative programming and heal from past traumas and negative beliefs from their childhood decades from now as adults. Now, when you master your language as a parent, here's what happens. The positive phrases that you present to your kids will be accepted by their subconscious mind, and they'll go right alongside those previously accepted negative beliefs and fears. And what happens over time with consistency is those positive suggestions, those positive phrases that you speak into their subconscious mind will diffuse and ultimately replace those negative suggestions, leaving your child with the positive. This positive change process that takes place in their brains is known as neuroplasticity. You're giving your child a solid foundation, planting all those good positive seeds in that beautiful, fertile soil, and you're going to be helping them grow a positive self-image and belief that they are unconditionally loved and worthy. This is when you will start to see positive changes in your kids' behaviors. Specific examples of that is if you have a child that's afraid to go potty by themselves or go to sleep in their own room, you're going to notice that they're now able to do it, that they're improving in their confidence every single day. You'll see those habits improve over time consistently. Or if you have a child that gets test anxiety, now they'll be feeling more calm and confident before those tests, and they'll be able to focus and learn better and be able to get better results at school. But what's even better than those types of outcomes is that your child will have a solid foundation, positive self-image and belief, and that they're unconditionally loved and worthy, which makes all the difference. But when we don't take the time to truly master how to speak to our kids, we can unintentionally do damage. It reminds me of that famous quote, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me." Well, I want to share with you a new version of this quote, which says, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can also hurt me." Sticks and stones break only skin, while words are ghosts that haunt me. Pain from words has left its scar on mind and heart that's tender. Cuts and bruises now have healed. It's words that I remember. Right? They're ghosts that haunt our children and ourselves. Think about that. Think about the words that have stuck with you from your own childhood. Oftentimes, someone else's negative comments to us become our negative self-talk as we get older. And whether it's a bully, a parent, a teacher, it may be even something that was never intentionally said to hurt you, but it still sticks with you. They stay with us. But I know that we want something better for our kids. We want to break that cycle so they aren't carrying those words with them into adulthood. Now, a perfect example of this is my client who came to me worried about her 12-year-old daughter who had recently switched schools due to bullying. She had some special needs with some learning disabilities and ADHD and had developed OCD over the pandemic. She was not getting along with her parents or her 5 other siblings. She was staying up way too late, not going to bed, waking up with nightmares, and she was tired and even more cranky in the morning from the lack of sleep. She was also just very distant from her mom, where once they were really close, and just really clashing with her dad, arguing with her siblings. There was a lot of sibling rivalry happening. Then her mom decided to take my SleepTalk program and started implementing this 3-minute SleepTalk method every single night. And she reported to me that she was getting along with her siblings, getting along better, even with her dad, which was a real source of tension in the household. And she's been getting to sleep at night at a normal time, not waking up from those nightmares, and feeling more well-rested in the morning, having higher energy. Even better than that, she's giving her mom hugs in the morning on her way to school. They are just thrilled to keep getting these results as parents with their 12-year-old, as well as all their other kids, as they continue to use the SleepTalk program. And that is the power of mastering your language as a parent. Now, I'm going to show you how to get support and how to learn SleepTalk. There are many challenges that SleepTalk can help you address. There's a wide spectrum of issues that my clients have experienced with their own children that sleep talk has been beneficial for. There's all the things that you see here on the screen, including behavioral issues, tantrums, separation anxiety, sleep disturbances, potty training challenges, sibling rivalry, developmental challenges, things like autism spectrum, ADHD, so many things. And sleep talk is grounded in science of how the brain functions and its vast ability to change. Again, that's called neuroplasticity. The Goulding method facilitates the creation of new neural pathways, circumventing old negative behaviors and beliefs, thereby allowing for the release of fear, trauma, and anxiety. The resulting deepening bond from the sleep talk process between parents and children contributes to a happier home life for the entire family. In addition to what you see on the screen, there are also so many other issues that sleep talk has been proven to help with. Things like abuse, adoption and foster care, asthma, bedwetting, eyesight and hearing issues, family dynamics, bullying, cancers, chronic illnesses, coordination and concentration, diabetes, disobedience, eating disorders, lack of respect, panic attacks, nightmares, selective mutism, sensory processing issues, sleepwalking, social skills, speech issues. The list goes on and on. Now, when we're looking at how sleep talk was developed, Joan Goulding was the one who developed the sleep talk method over 50 years ago when her daughter Michelle was a small child. Michelle had severe intellectual and physical disabilities, and after searching exhaustively for answers, Joan found that no options existed to enable Michelle to enjoy the most happy and positive life possible. Michelle had become aggressive, angry, and very difficult for the family to live with. The strategies that Joan developed and applied day after day over a course of many months created results that were simply astounding. Today, Michelle's in her 50s, married, and though she still has an IQ of around 45, she did attend a technical college, runs her own small business, manages her home, and she and her husband save their hard-earned income to take regular vacations together around the world. Since those challenging days, Joan refined, improved, and taught this Goulding sleep talk method to practitioners like myself around the world, and thousands of families worldwide have now experienced the joy of seeing their children's transformations to happy, confident children who are making the most of their lives, where before they may have been shy, anxious, aggressive, sad. So many challenges that have been overcome with sleep talk. There's also been so much research over the years on this alternative, substance-free self-help process for parents coping with challenges with their children, including incredible transformations in children suffering from severe trauma, such as when families lost everything in the fires in Australia, and in children with selective mutism. The Goulding method of sleep talk reinforces a feeling of being unconditionally loved, worthy, and confident. It's such a gentle, easy to learn, easy to apply method that establishes emotional intelligence and a sense of independence, attachment, and acceptance. Now, as a parent, you are going to be empowered by this 3-minute daily practice that's going to help your child. Because while you're saying these words to your kids, you will also be hearing them for yourself, which is healing your own inner child. And you will be empowered with communication skills that you can use to promote new healthy behaviors for your kids and yourself anytime, giving yourself and your child a gift that will last a lifetime and for generations to come. Now, here are some of the practical benefits for families like yours. First and foremost, sleep talk strengthens bonds. By engaging in this nightly ritual, parents and children deepen their connection and understanding of one another. It's a time of intimacy and trust that can have ripple effects throughout the day. What that looks like is your child starts to begin to talk to you and open up to you more. They start to be more open to problem solving and navigating difficult conversations. Perhaps they become more affectionate if they were withdrawn and now they're hugging you more. Second, sleep talk builds self esteem. In a world that often undermines our children's sense of worth, this technique offers a powerful antidote to that. By consistently hearing messages of love and acceptance, children internalize these beliefs, leading to a more positive self image. When you are positively programming your child in just 3 minutes a night, both when they're asleep and also reinforcing while they're awake, using this method, choosing the right language, you're going to be continually reinforcing positive self esteem and self worth. Not only are your kids going to start improving their behavior, but you're going to feel so good because the words that we say to them have an impact on us too. Where sometimes when you're not in the best parenting moments, we're not feeling so hot about ourselves, right? So key to build self esteem for you as a parent as well as for your child. And finally, sleep talk promotes resilience. When you learn to instill messages of resilience into their subconscious mind, your kids start to access their inner resources that they're going to need, not just now, but also for difficult situations that they'll be facing in the future. Life is full of challenges, but with a strong foundation of self belief, children can weather any storm. By instilling messages of resilience in their subconscious, you're empowering and equipping them with the inner resources they need to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and courage. Now, here's what Sleep Talk will teach you. The first thing that you're going to learn is how to craft these statements to your children. You're going to learn how to speak in a present tense factual way. This is where a lot of well-intentioned parents who are interested in personal growth start learning, right? They want to speak to their kids positively. So maybe they read a book, they hear something on a podcast, they watch a YouTube video, they start trying to change their words. But the problem is that they don't realize that all of these components go into this language piece. And if you don't put it in present tense factual format, if it's not positive and age appropriate, open ended and affirming, ego boosted and repetitive, and unconditional and consistent, you can actually reinforce unwanted behaviors or beliefs or state things in a way where the result has not effective. So, what you're going to learn with Sleep Talk is how to weave all of these pieces in to your statements. You're going to learn what a positive statement is. That's somewhere, where you may have tried and maybe not really understood the subconscious mind and what would be accepted or rejected by it. So you're going to learn how to craft these statements that are really going to be impactful. You're going to realize there are certain words that can help you get the results you want, and there's certain ones that will get you more of what you don't want. You'll also learn, of course, how to be age appropriate for each of your children, no matter what age and stage they're at. So you're going to learn exactly how to formulate the correct statements for your individual children in your 3 minutes a night practice. We're going to lift up their self-esteem, showing them that unconditional love and acceptance. And you're going to learn how important that consistency is in your practice as well. So once you're in the Sleep Talk program, I'm going to help you learn how to craft those specific statements that will speak directly to your child's subconscious mind. They won't be the same as anyone else's. And that's why just getting a book on hypnosis and the subconscious mind or on positive parenting isn't always completely effective. But in my program, you're going to learn this formula for yourself, which means you're actually going to be making an impact and focusing on the cause rather than focusing on the effect of what you're wanting to change. So I'm going to teach you how to reinforce all of that, exactly what you want, so you aren't reinforcing what you don't want unintentionally and you're not wasting your time. This is a methodology that once you learn it, you're going to be able to use for the rest of your life, all your family members, to promote peace, calm, and positive development without confrontation, without dealing with the back talk, without having to worry whether or not they're listening, all while creating a really amazing legacy for your family's future generations. Now, I want to share this with you because at the end of the day, the reality is that the most overwhelming key to success is the positive involvement of parents. What an amazing quote, and so, so true. A great, wonderful example of this is my clients who came to me concerned about their preschool age daughter and their elementary school son. And their son was fearful of the dark and anxious about someone breaking in and something bad happening to them. He was afraid to go into his room or go down the hallway by himself. And he was having explosive tantrums and angry meltdowns that seemed uncontrollable. Their daughter was also avoiding pooping on the potty and using public restrooms. And unfortunately, she wasn't able to move up to kindergarten because she wasn't fully potty trained. And so she had to stay in the class with the younger kids. These parents were just at their wits' end, trying to figure out what to do about these behaviors because they had literally tried everything that they could possibly think of with no success. Then they decided to take the SleepTalk program with me and began implementing this 3-minute method every single night, doing everything that I showed them. And the mom reported back to me that not only had her daughter started using her potty, she was even going into and using public restrooms after refusing to do so for the past year. Not only has she been able, as a mother, to use these statements with her daughter, she was able to use them with her son for his meltdowns and tantrums. And one day, in the middle of a meltdown, she decided to use her SleepTalk words. And she noticed that by using those statements, even when he was awake and having that meltdown, she was able to calm him down, get him so relaxed that he actually fell asleep. And then on another occasion, she was able to use her SleepTalk words to prevent the meltdown altogether, just to nip it in the bud. And this is just in the beginning, just the first few weeks of them using this program. And so the results, yes, you'll start to see shifts and changes fairly quickly, but they will grow deeper over time. This is why having a methodology for you, your partner, your parents, whoever is a caregiver for your child, and being able to do that together is so incredible because you will have the power to impact how your child feels about themselves, what they believe about themselves, their relationship with you, the world around them, and what is possible for them. And it's going to shift how they behave. And that's actually a really great point that I just brought up about different mixed blended families. So you can do this alone for your child, or you can enlist another parent, whether you are co-parenting in the same or different households, grandparents. You can enlist others to do this with you to reinforce these statements. So know that you have the power to choose how you are going to deliver these methods. Now, I would like to invite you to step into my SleepTalk program for your family so that you can receive your customized SleepTalk routine and know how to create these statements for the rest of your life, for your kids, for yourself, for your family members. When you join this program, you're going to get the entire SleepTalk method. You'll be trained on the methodology. You will understand how to create the statements. You'll be able to use this as one of your most effective parenting tools, literally for the rest of your life. This is a 6-month program, and once you learn it, you'll have the tools for life. But during the next 6 months, That's where you're going to get my specific support. And I'm going to show you step by step how to use the Sleep Talk method, how to craft your own positive suggestions for the specific behavioral changes you want to see now and in the future. And it's an online program. So you can do this from anywhere. It has modules that are going to take you step by step. And of course, you're going to get my support as well. Here's how all of that works. You'll get the entire Sleep Talk program delivered to you in an educational portal that you are going to have access to 24/7. Then you'll be able to come to monthly calls that are live where I can answer your questions, give you feedback, and help you to develop your customized statements. The next thing that will happen once you get into the program and get access to that portal is I will walk you through filling out the Where is My Child Now assessments so that we can see where your child is right now with all those behaviors and all those different levels. It's a comprehensive assessment. It's going to help us determine exactly which behaviors are those unhealthy or unwanted behaviors and exactly what we want to reinforce for the positive. That's going to help your child grow in their self-esteem, their self-worth, those positive behaviors and positive development and health. Then you're going to learn how, as we move forward in the program, to create your own customized statements. And again, you're going to have the coaching calls to get my personal support to make sure that those statements are going to be the most effective for your child. On those monthly check-in coaching calls, you'll get to ask questions, bring your specific parenting challenges to get coached around. And this is also where a lot of the transformation really happens because you get to not only craft your statements, but you're maybe hearing from other parents as well. You're seeing how I'm coaching them to navigate these things using Sleep Talk. You will also get email support between calls so that if you have something that happens throughout the month with your child, maybe there's a big meltdown or some kind of a challenge that comes up, you can get feedback from me and get back on track quickly by sending me an email so that I can respond and help you make adjustments if needed. You'll also be able to send me positive feedback about what's happening throughout the month with your Sleep Talk routine to let me know how things are going. We can acknowledge those wins and celebrate them together, and you can get encouragement and support. Now, here are your options. Let's talk about the investment for this program that is going to allow you to utilize a tool that your family will benefit from for the rest of your lives. You have two incredible options here. This program is $9.97 when you pay in full, and that will save you $50 over making those monthly payments. But you can absolutely pay in 3 easy, super budget-friendly installments of $349. You'll get the entire program, learn the Goulding Sleep Talk method with the Where's My Child Now assessments, all the training, customized statements, those monthly check-in and Q&A calls, and the email support between calls. And just for watching this video today, spending this time with me, no matter which option you choose, you're going to get a $300 savings. So that brings it down to just $697 paid in full, or $300 off those payment installments, which will add up to only $747. Sometimes a lack of knowledge, assistance, and/or family support can cause parents to doubt their parenting abilities, feel misunderstood, and feel like you're on a merry-go-round of endless consultations and dead ends. This process is about presenting a substance-free, safe, non-intrusive, and ethical process for you as a parent to use in the safety and comfort of your own home while your child or children are asleep for just a few minutes a night. So it's truly so easy to apply. And I completely agree with this mother that I would recommend this program to every parent for every child. It is truly the ingredient that the world needs to create children, future adults who are self-assured, who are secure, who know their worth and know their identity. You will see so many improvements in your children's behaviors, but you will also see them grow up into strong, confident, capable, emotionally intelligent adults. So if this is something that you want to do, if you want to get that $300 savings as a gift for spending the last 45 minutes with me, again, I'm going to give you that $300 savings by putting that word gift in the registration page for making your decision to learn Sleep Talk and give your children a gift that lasts a lifetime. Just click on the link below this video, or you can go to learnsleeptalk.com. And when you enter that savings code gift, it's going to take that $300 off, whether you choose to pay in full or you choose the payment plan. I want to say thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to reach out to me directly with any questions you may have. I am looking forward to supporting you and your family inside the Sleep Talk program.